Okay, hi Scrollmates. So today I'm gonna do a pretty raw cut of my January wrap up, and then I'm going to also film my February TBR just because I just don't have time, to be honest, because I am doing school and I'm trying to get prepared for Australia, and I'm going on February 9th. So I just need to get like so many assignments done and so much studying. So pardon my editing right now because I'm just trying to get ahead. So I just have to do 2 exams. So I know, first world problems, but it is what it is. So in January, I read Finding the Sun in Living with Attempted Suicide. This had I really got into the girl's, Amy, her story behind like why she attempted and like different stories that she had, and also now just the tangible, practical skills that she now has because of this, and just learning how to navigate life. It was really cool. It was only like 150 pages, but it was amazing. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I've not done this obviously, but it's just like nice to do in the morning when I'm eating my breakfast and stuff, reading Matthew. So I'm really enjoying the illustrations like a lot. Like they're amazing. Like look at that, amazing. So, and also at church we're reading with my young adults program. They're reading Book of John and Psalms. So it's kind of cool to have that aspect as well. So I'm liking that. And then I also reread Your New Name, and this was a very good book just to like restart my year and just understanding that God is the one that can give you a name and not be stuck in like the past. So I really like that. And then Prayer is a good medicine. So this book was a really good science twist on Christianity, but also like biblical. So I thought that was super cool. That. So Taken, I didn't finish reading this, but it's just because I just didn't really have too much time. So, but I do want to read this. I think I'll just read it over like an afternoon or evening or something. But it'd have to be on the weekend, and I think it'd be on the plane when I go to Australia, to be honest. So I'm gonna pull it over to February. So when you get the chance, okay. Honestly, yeah, I was skeptical when I first got this book because I was like, why'd I pick that? But I actually really liked it. Went into her life, and it wasn't really about romance, which I thought it was, to be honest. I thought it was like a romance book, but it was very interesting because of the fact that she was trying to get into this like elite school. Like, I mean, it was still very, you know, like contemporary, and like there was a little bit of romance, but it was interesting because I've never seen a book that has someone that is wanting to go into a college like program before they're actually done high school, and then when she gets accepted in that program, then she would be able to go to the college afterwards, like the year after. So it was interesting. And then just the different kind of atmosphere she lives in and things like that. So I don't know, it's just a different kind of environment. So Colleen Copel, The Strands of Truth. I thought this was really good, and I really liked how I didn't really remember much about it, to be honest. And I thought that they tied in like the foster care system really tastefully, and I obviously like how Colleen Copel's a Christian and she's able to do that, and just the mystery behind her life, because why she's in foster care and different things. So I suggest you read if you like mystery books, and it's not like a sappy mystery. It's not like a Christian mystery where you always know what's going to happen, or just like a Christian book in general. It has development, grit. It's good. So this was for my Read Your Bookshelf challenge, the 5th wave, and I forgot a lot of things. Like I know like the basic story because I've read it a few times, but it was really interesting to go into it again in like the world, because I did forget a few things, and I really enjoyed her relationship, like the main character's relationship with Sam, because their bond of like their family relationship was just nice to see, and just how they grew throughout the book. With the teddy bear, it was just so sweet that his sister was carrying his teddy bear around until she actually found him in one of the bunkers that was like one of the base camps. So yeah, I like that part of it. But yeah, just his storytelling was very well done, Rick. Yeah, that was good. And then I have books that I gave away because I literally can't even look at them because they're so horrendous. The Day She'll Never Forget. Oh, okay, the beginning of the month was like literally treacherous with the reading because there were so just not good writing. So I did finish it, and it wasn't good because it was like a mystery book, but it wasn't really anything with a lot of substance that went with it. And I don't really remember much because it wasn't that great, to be honest. And then Switch by Shannon Brown. That, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna talk about that very long because that was DNF'd. It just was not well written. I don't know, I didn't like it, but other people might like it, but not me. Shattered was set in Canada. It was actually, I thought it was going to be not really that great. I thought it was going to be like a mystery in the wilderness or something, but I don't know, like it was weird. I remember telling my coworker this, but I was like 50% and then after that I remember telling her like I was like 60% like done reading, like actually physically reading, and I was like, this book is Christian all of a sudden. It's like, what? The character all of a sudden like tells you that she's a Christian. It's like, what? It's so confusing. Anyway, so yeah, it was good because I really liked that aspect to the last like 50% of the book. But I wish they had that in the whole book because then it kind of like, I don't know, misleads you. But no, it was good. It was a really good book, and yeah, it was a mystery, but it was just, you didn't really know. And then The Switch by okay, so The 5-Star Billionaire, that was a decent book. It was kind of long for what it needed to do, but you know how some books are like that where it's like too long that you don't need that many pages. So, but it was generally good overall, and it was set in New York as well. So yeah, it was. Okay, this is the book Shattered. Okay, so we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna go to February TBR. Okay, so I'm gonna start with your Read Your Bookshelf Challenge book. So this is my February pick for Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, and it's because it's a complementary color to the 5th Wave. So that has a gold front with obviously black and brown, but so it's a complementary color to that, and this is the book I got picked. So this book is in the testing. I think it's, yeah, the testing. So I have all the other books, but this book is the 3rd book in the trilogy, and it's kind of like Hunger Games meets Divergent kind of. So it's all these kids, they go through a test, and they at the end of like all their testing, they get assigned positions and like jobs and careers, what they do, and then when they actually figure out that in school and everything, then they have a graduation and just a lot of things wrap up. But I read this before, so it's a reread, but I'm excited just to dive back into this world. So I'm going to read I'm going to try to read less books because I feel like I'm not gonna have time this month because of being in Australia most of the month, because I want to get as much as I can out of, you know, that experience to go there, to go see my friend. So I'm just gonna just like be real with myself. I'm not probably gonna read as much as I usually do. So usually I read like 15 to 20 books, and then also I did listen to a few books like Wistress by Elites of Eden by Jerry Graceffa, and that was the 2nd book in the Eden trilogy. So, and then I also listened to the 3rd book and The Rebels of Eden, and then I also listened to Seasons of the Storm, and then I read the physical copy of it, but I don't remember what it is. It's called Seasons of Chaos by the same author. It was kind of like fantasy with a mix of science fiction. So I feel like sometimes those goes hand in hand, honestly. So yeah, it was good. Good character development and world building. Yeah, so I'm trying to read all the Nadine's books, but we'll see. So I listened to that, and then I listened to this morning finished a book. It's kind of embarrassing, but just because it's I've listened to it before, but I don't know why I really want to listen to a lot of camp books. I don't know why, I'm like a weirdo. Yeah, so it's called Just a Boy and a Girl in a Little Canoe. So yeah, I don't know. It's just about these people that go to camp, and then they all have like boyfriend and girlfriends, and then they kind of not faithful, and it's not even that deep. I think I don't know, I just really am into reading like camp books, because like The Lake was, when I also read that, I had to get back to library, but The Lake by Natasha Preston, and that book was really good. It kind of got me on a kick to read those kind of books, and now I'm going to actually read in February. I'm going to listen to the Matchbreaker Summer, and then I'm also going to listen to, because Chantal reads all day, she talked about this book that she read, I think it was like in November or something, December, The Souls of Lost Lake by Jimmy Jo Wright. So I really want to read that, or listen to that. Oh, and also, it's not going to come out until January 31st, but chef kiss on this, man, because this book, everyone's been waiting for this book for literally 2 years. Like, everyone, like so many people who are into fantasy. So it's The Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. It's the Last Hour books series or trilogy. If you ever read the books Internal Devices, so and I really like those books because they're like historical fiction and everything. But if you've read those books, then you should read these books, because they're all of the parents of the people in the Last Hour series or the trilogy. So I am so excited because it left on such a cliffhanger, and it was so sad because I thought it was the end of the year of a couple years ago, but then it actually wasn't. So it didn't release until the end of this month. So that was kind of sad. I was like, why did I read this now when I literally could have read it or like later on, but whatever. Anyway, I'm so excited. It's like a few more days. So excited. Okay, so back to February's TBR. Okay. How not to be a hot mess survival guide. So I found this in a Love Free library. I just thought it'd be fun. It's kind of cute. So that book I'm gonna read, and then this book I want to read badly because I found this in a Love Free library as well. The Grandmother's Hand, Racialized Trauma and the Path to Mending Our Hearts and Bodies. So I just want to read more about what other people go through because, I don't know, I'm an empathetic person, I guess. I just like reading about mental health. Okay, so I am jumping on the bandwagon with Brandon Sanderson's books, Skyward. So I'm jumping on that bandwagon. I am only, because I found this actually at the market. I think I did a vlog on it, and the market, and I really am excited about reading it actually because Chantal reads all day. She's talked about this book, and yeah, so this is the first book and it's science fiction. Excited. Okay, so I found this at a bookstore in our town that we only have like one actual bookstore, but we do have a thrift bookstore, which I really like, but I haven't been there in like quite a while just because I have so many books. So this time tomorrow, it's like a contemporary book. It's cool because it jumps through different time generations, and then so the girl, the main character, she is like this day and age, and then she turns 40th birthday, and then she goes back in time to 1996. Then she is turning 16. That's where I'm getting that from. Yeah, so she has like kind of like a redo kind of thing, so it's interesting. So this is, I don't know if I'm gonna get this book, but I'm just gonna put it on here just in case I do. The Winter Station, so it's historical fiction, and it's set in 1910. That's gonna be more historical fiction than that, I don't think. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I'm excited to read that, and maybe I'll read one sentence. People are mysteriously dying at an alarming rate in Russia, ruled city of Kundoro, major railroad outpost in northern China. Okay. So I got this book from one of the library book sales, so that. And then I actually got all the rest from the library book sales, so I don't have to say that. So I have read this, Girl Stop Apologizing. Sorry, I was thinking of other book. So yeah, and she's also a Christian author, which is fantastic. So I'm excited about that, and it's also very small, so it might take me only like, maybe an evening if I spend the whole night even doing it. So, and then another historical fiction. I think I'm in a kick of historical fiction right now. and the boy who followed his father into Auschwitz. So yeah, I'm excited about this one, the true story of family and survival. So that'd be cool. And then Margaret Atwood. So the Heart Goes Last by Margaret Atwood. Stan and Charmaine are a married couple trying to stay afloat in the midst of an economic crisis and social dilemma. Okay, so that must be that on the front. I'm excited, and yes, it's signed. It's so exciting. So yeah, that's all my books for February. I'm gonna read those, and then I'm gonna listen to those other books, and let me know what you're going to read this month, February, because honestly, I forgot about this, to be honest, because I was watching to Chantal Reads All Day's wrap up and her TBR, and I was like, oh no, I have not filmed it. I was like, oh no, it's January 26th. I looked at my watch and I was like, it's January 26th, friends, and that was a fail. So I am excited to read these books. I might not get to all of them. I don't want to pressure myself because I actually do want to live in the moment of Australia. And if I don't come for me, I'm sorry. Bye, Scroll Mates. Have a good time reading this month. Bye.